Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. And yes, we are doing another lesson in insanity today. And before I start the lesson in insanity, I've had some feedback in regards to, why are you doing these lessons in insanity when they have nothing to do with the military and foreign affairs? But they do. And as with any nation state, depending on where that nation goes in terms of domestically here in the United States, as we continue to see American society fracture and continue to become polarized, and the pushing of what I would define as outside of the norms behavior, such as what I'm about to read about, ultimately could lead towards civil conflict, military conflict inside of said nation state. And I believe that to be happening within the context of what I'm seeing here inside of the United States. So the title of this article that I'm about to read to you, and we'll have a little discussion about it. I'd like to hear what you, the viewer, feels about what I'm about to read. And in this article, the headline is Minneapolis Teachers Union Agreement Stipulates, quote-unquote, white teachers to be laid off first regardless of seniority. And I'm just going to go ahead and read it here. An agreement between the Minneapolis Federation of Teachers Union in the school district states that white teachers will be laid off before teachers of color regardless of seniority. The agreement, which was reached to end a 2-week teacher strike last spring, says starting this school year, quote unquote, if accessing a teacher. So accessing is political speech for purging. Accessing is purging. So when I say access, think terminated or purged. If accessing a teacher who is a member of a population underrepresented means you are not a white person. Among licensed teachers in the state, the district shall purge the next less senior teacher who is not a member of a underrepresented population. Accessing teachers is the process by which staff are reduced at a particular school due to a drop in enrollment, funding, or other reasons. The agreement further goes on to say that when reinstating teachers, the district shall prioritize the recall of a teacher who is a member of a population underrepresented among licensed teachers in the district. According to the Star Tribune, 50 teachers of color will be losing their position this fall due to cuts tied to enrollment losses. According to the agreement, the purpose of the policies is to solve for past discrimination by the district, which the agreement said disproportionately impacted the hiring of underrepresented teachers in the district as compared to the relevant labor market and the community, and resulted in a lack of diversity among teachers. Man, bullshit. And anyway, what's your thoughts on that? Well, if you're against it, and I think where we're heading right now is a place that is not going to be good for all all parties involved. And if you are part of that quote unquote underrepresented group, I would not be comfortable, because at a certain point the United States is going to snap. And when that snap occurs, it is going to have repercussions for that quote unquote underrepresented group. It just is. There is going to be retaliation, there is going to be resentment, and it is just, the people in power, these far left radicals who are running the show in Minneapolis, are creating something. They're creating a firestorm. And maybe they understand what they're doing, maybe they don't. It's difficult to ascertain at this moment. But more importantly, I would say that if you're against this sort of behavior, you got to start documenting who these people are, because there is going to be accountability. At a certain point, when the snap occurs and this counter revolution happens, and it will happen. It will absolutely happen. Will it happen a year from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now? Difficult to say. But there's going to be a day of reckoning, because this is a zero-sum game right now. And one side is going to lose, and one side is going to win. And it is going to become a fight for survival. Much like you saw during the Spanish Civil War, a war between right versus left, so too would in all probability the next internal conflict inside of the United States, which is in all probability absolutely going to happen. I don't believe that the United States is going to be taken down from an external threat. It is going to be destroyed from within, and probably be destroyed, or attempted to be destroyed, by a group of people and a group of individuals who have never really thought America was a lawful nation state. And I think we're seeing such in the activities that you're seeing now. I think you're definitely seeing action starting to be taken by some of these groups, and I don't even know how this is legal. It's mind-boggling right now in terms of how this is even legal, and you would think that the federal authorities would have gotten involved the way this new contract has been worded. Problem is those same individuals who have created this teaching contract in Minnesota are now controlling the federal government. So it's pick and choose. You can be a devout racist if you're doing it under the guise of equity and inclusion and their ideology. You can be a devout racist. You can be the biggest jackass racist on the planet, and it's completely acceptable. And that's what they're doing. And it's unfortunate, because eventually it's going to bite. It's going to bite the underserved, the quote-unquote underserved community, when the United States goes off the cliff and this counter-revolution actually starts. Oh boy, it is not going to be a good time to be a member of the quote-unquote underserved community. It's just not, and it'll probably be in conjunction with some sort of economic calamity that's happening at the same time. Normally speaking, major civil upheavals are usually tied to economic conditions as well, and economic conditions will probably be horrendous when this finally does start, which it's being pushed in that direction, which is incredibly unfortunate. But at the same time, wherever you are, if you're opposed to this, you got to be taking names and information of individuals who are starting this, i.e., the this teachers union. I mean, this is reprehensible with what they're doing, and if the powers that be are more interested in keeping a former president from running for office again than upholding the Constitution of the United States, then eventually the people of the United States will stand up and correct the situation. And it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty at all, and it's going to be incredibly disastrous for one group or multiple groups. Reality for everyone, because it's going to be you'll probably see the United States split up and not be a quote unquote United States. But again, it's difficult to believe this is even happening, but it is, and it's happening, and we're watching it, and we'll just have to see how it pans out. But again, tell me what you think. And again, thanks for joining us for attending another lesson in insanity. Have a good day.